Got a lot of good stuff done yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. The grind continues. How we doing? Previously on Kimba TV. So if you do something like this, okay, or it's gonna look something like this, is 58%. When it breaks down, it's 36%, okay? And guess what? What's 36%? What's 40% of this? A little bit less than half. It takes you about right around there. And guess what? That brings you to the 64 sweep. Zoller, what's going on? Robinacci, Papa DC, Zoller, Nikolai says, any weekend positions? Nope. I mean, it's the same as before. All of my hedge shorts, all of my hedge longs are open. Yeah. If it goes any higher than this, my short hedge will get stopped out. Do you remember? The naked TPO got grabbed. So naked TPO got grabbed, or naked point of control got grabbed. Yeah, everything looks good. It did like a bullish retest already. It looks like. You want it? You guys want it on the 30-minute? We can have it on the 30-minute. Everything looks good, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if this can get turned into support on .BTC. Traditional markets will be coming back later on today in a couple hours. Fuck, do I pause the music? Hey, happy Sunday. How we doing? We got a lot to do today. Real quick. I'm going to be starting the stream early tomorrow. So how many of y'all are going to be here early with me tomorrow? We're going to start trading some shitcoins and altcoins this month. Who's with me? Who's with me? We're going to start trading and scalping altcoins and shitcoins this month. Who's with me? We're going to have some nerd out Saturdays and nerd out weekends. Who's with me? Who's with me on the nerd outs? Who wants to nerd out with me on Bugama's bad low, bad highs? This month is going to be juice. We also got Streamathon. The second week of June, okay? So you might want to note that down. Second week of June. We're going to have fun with it. Alrighty, yep, it's juicy juice. New sub badges went up yesterday. Some of you guys are already noticing that. New emotes also went up. I'm going to finish up the emotes so I can get most of them up for tomorrow. I'm going to be working on the VIP servers, the new Bitcoin bookmap servers. I'm going to be migrating the Kimba website. But if you just want the levels, 71, okay, and 64. All right. But if you want to know like why, so you don't have to ask me again in the future and you can just replicate that strategy yourself, or what kind of data I would want to see, you can always rewind and go back to the Thursday, Friday highlights. Exclamation YouTube. So with .BTC on the higher time frame, Hector, I'm looking for a failed auction, okay, on the higher time frame. On the medium time frame, we were anticipating a swing fail of this low, of that high, of those bad highs. Okay, we got it. It rotated, lost the point of control, and it came and it swept that. Alrighty, so just based off of this structure, what do you think I'm expecting it to do? Or what do you want? What do I want it to do, Hector? And FYI, this is all in the highlights from days ago, okay? But what do I want, Hector? I need this to hold, okay? So either this yellow or this Fibonacci. All right, Hector. So once .BTC looks like it's good to go, then I'm going to be looking at .USDT again. Make sure you're looking at single prints, imbalances, value area high, value area low. It should be able to guide you pretty well. Sounds good, Hector? Okay, I have a head short from 69740. However, my 35 or whatever Bitcoin long from 57.2, 57.3, 57.7 are all still open. Testnet. Nothing has changed since last week. Zero. Make sure you get caught up, okay? Let me pixelize. You heard me? And let's keep Latuching up, ladies and gentlemen. The math is the math. How many of y'all been here since the start of the day? Let's go. How many of y'all been with me since last Friday? Let's go. Talk to me, Lions. And Gucci Romo, I kind of want to just give you the answer, brother. And you should go into the Discord or PSG and talk with the other Lions. Don't just take my word for it. But there's a reason why a lot of us are just waiting for traditional markets to come back on. You know, you only have to wait a couple more hours for CME, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, all that shit to kind of boot back online, international markets to resume. So there isn't really, you know, you don't really have to get like too try hard with only a couple of hours before the traditional markets come back, in my opinion. But you should definitely talk with all the other Lions too. In my opinion, you're not missing out on some like generational short or a long a couple hours before traditional markets come back. All right. And we talked about this on Friday, okay, when the markets closed. And so if you want a little bit more meat or substance to what I'm talking about, you can always rewatch the Friday highlights, okay? But what did CME do? Do you understand that CME made a weak low on Friday? So there is a slightly increase in probability that at some point you're going to go and grab that. Okay? So you just have to, you know, more so than FVG and stuff like that. I think the bigger thing that you might want to pay attention to is what do the weak lows on CME, what does it do when the weekend price action stops and the CMEs open up? And if it is a gap, what does it do if it's a gap to the upside or a gap to the downside? I think that's your most useful and relevant alpha that you could scoop up today. So in my opinion, it's all eyes on CME when it comes back online. It's weekend time. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Especially when it comes down to the last couple hours, okay? Love Muffin, can it be grabbed with a gap? That probably made no sense. I know what you mean. So you're thinking that derivatives, so what you're thinking is derivatives will drop here and so it's gonna open. Right? Love Muffin? So you're asking me, what happens if derivatives come here before CME opens, so CME opens like this and it makes a big ass gap like that, yes? Well, I kind of have my own feeling about that, but that has happened before, okay? That would be called gapping to the upside. There's a gap to the upside. What does it normally do when it makes a gap to the upside? Okay, last but not least, if I were you, if you're anticipating something like that, I would be looking at this and that, and looking at the CVD and RSI, and I would also be looking at this and that, CVD and RSI. Love Muffin. Okay, so first things first, historical pattern recognition. What does it do when it gaps to the upside and it sweeps a weak low when it opens back up on Sunday? It's not the first time it's done that. okay? And you would be looking at this point and that point, and since this made a higher high, and this is when it changed structure, you would also be looking at here to here, okay? For any sort of div. Okay, let me just save all of this. All right, let me give you guys musical control back. Turn this off. All right, gentlemen, I'll be back in the after dinner. Stay safe. Let me put it back on Exo. All right, I'll be back. Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math.